All right, so we are continuing through what is machine vision, and I want to talk briefly about human bias. We're all a little biased about everything, right? But human bias in inspection can be especially interesting to try to work out. One of the things that we'll notice is that you get a measurement, right? I want to measure what the distance is between these two surfaces. Jim might measure it differently than Bob, who might measure it differently from Sue, even with the same tools. And then the other thing you got to think about is, are those tools calibrated from use to use? Are they measured the same way? Do they hold them at the same angle? You can do that with gauges, yes, absolutely. But you still are relying on a person. You're relying on a person to do it exactly the same way every time. And at least for myself, I don't do things exactly the same way every time. I'm human. I make mistakes. I do things slightly differently. The other thing to think about with the human bias side is that I get tired, right? These things, this is a solid state camera. It doesn't get tired. I have glasses now. I wear my glasses because my eyes get tired. And at the end of the day, they get a little blurry and I'm not real happy about it. But the nice thing about cameras, and this is a little Microscan barcode reader / vision system from now owned by Omron, right? This is a vision system and a barcode reader. It can read text, it can take measurements, it can look for presence absence, and it will do it the exact same way every time, all day long. It doesn't care what color the part is. It doesn't care if it's part number 1 or part number 10,000 in a shift. It's going to do it the same way every time, no matter what. The other thing that we have to be really careful about when you talk about human inspectors, right? There have been studies done, and I'm going to be maybe a little bit off on the actual percentages, but a single person looking at a part to determine go, no go is going to be right about 80% of the time. And 2 people looking at the same part, so double inspection, you're still only in the mid-90s for accuracy. Now, if you present a part the exact same way every time, so you've got a fixture that it sets down in, and we're looking for a defect. As long as I can present it the same way every time, this will inspect it the same way every time. Doesn't matter how long it's been working, it does it the same way every time. And what that means for inspection departments and quality departments is I can have a standardized process, right? Now, I can get a standardized process. I can take someone off the floor, an operator for a machine, who doesn't necessarily have specific training. I can show them how to use the inspection station. You take a part and you make sure that it is placed correctly in the inspection station. Right? The camera has some safeguards to make sure that the part is placed correctly before it gives a pass-fail. If the part's not placed correctly, it fails it. So there is a little bit in there that you have to think about. But we know that as long as nothing physical with the machine has changed, it's going to inspect the same way every time. Now, there's also ways to do it a little bit differently, and we'll talk about that in a different lesson, right? But here's a 2D line scan. It's a profiler. You can build up a 3D point cloud from a part. And guess what? The tools work the same way every time, every part. So humans are inherently fallible. We're people. We're not perfect. We're not robots. And that's a part of why we have inspection systems. It's a part of why we have fixtures and gauges, is because we need them. So it's not like it's a problem if we need to put a vision system in. And the whole point of a vision system is that you make the people that are working more efficient so they can process a little bit more. If there's questions, if there's concerns, if you want to know more about some of the cameras that we're working with here, let us know. Reach out, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, wherever you find it most convenient to communicate, let us know. We'd be happy to answer. We want to help you understand more of what's going on and how we move forward and how you get through understanding the process of specifying, creating, and installing a machine vision system. So look for the next lesson to come. We're excited to have you here with us, and we're excited to keep on this journey with you.